Those who are dead are not dead, they're just living in my head. And since I fell for that spell, I am living there as well. Time is so short, and I'm sure there must be something more. Those who are dead are not dead, they're just living in my head. Oh, and since I fell for that spell, I am living there as well.
During the Roman Empire, execution through means of archers was routine. During the French Revolution, the guillotine was used to murder between 16,000 and 40,000 individuals, making decapitation a public ritual for amusement. On December 30th, 2006, former dictator Saddam Hussein was hanged on an Iraqi army base. Shortly after, a recording of the execution was leaked and released on news stations around the world for the public to see. Have we returned to a time in which murder is a form of public entertainment? A time in which audiences celebrate death? Capital punishment is the infliction of death upon a person by judicial process as a punishment for an offense. Execution of criminals and political opponents has been used by nearly all societies, both to punish crime and to suppress political dissent. In most places that practice capital punishment, it is reserved for murder, espionage, treason, or as part of military justice. In some countries, however, sexual crimes, drug trafficking, human trafficking, corruption, cowardice, desertion, insubordination, and mutiny are punishable by death. In the United States, 35 states still administer the death penalty. In 2010 alone, there were approximately 3,260 people placed on death row. On average per year, there are 20,000 murders, 15,000 arrests for murders, 14,000 murder cases taken to court, 10,000 murder convictions, 3,000 people eligible for the death penalty, 115 death sentences, and 45 executions. This makes the death penalty arbitrary, meaning not applied evenly or fairly. Not every individual eligible for the death penalty is being sentenced to death and executed, yet some are. Throughout history, several penalties have been administered. They include the breaking wheel, boiling to death, sawing, splitting of the joints, disembowelment, impalement, crushing of the joints, and stoning. Looking back, we see these methods as barbaric and appalling, but are the methods we use today really any better? Some countries still administer firing squads, stoning, hanging, and beheading. Most countries use gas chambers, electric chairs, and the lethal injection. However, even these methods are mocked and transformed into forms of public entertainment, such as this prop being sold for amusement in a Halloween store. Currently, lethal injection is the standard execution method and is considered the most humane way to administer a death penalty. It is the practice of injecting a person with a fatal dose of drugs for the express purpose of causing the immediate death of the subject. It kills the person by first inducing unconsciousness, then causing muscle paralysis and respiratory arrest, and finally stopping the heart. As this is taking place, a curtain is opened to allow the witnesses to see the criminal's death inside the chamber. Debates regarding the 3 drugs administered, however, have revealed that lethal injection is not actually painless as practiced in the United States. Opponents argue that the drug may wear off and lead to consciousness and an uncomfortable death wherein the inmate is unable to express his or her discomfort due to being rendered paralyzed by the paralytic agent. Thus, lethal injection is flawed as the inmate is unable to express the pain suffered through an agonizing death administered by personnel that lack expertise in anesthesia. Capital punishment is often the subject of controversy. It has led to the execution of innocent people. Its main motive is not justice, but revenge and to save money, while life imprisonment is an effective and less expensive substitute. Capital punishment discriminates against minorities and the poor, and it violates the criminal's right to life. According to Brian Stevenson, a death row lawyer, the reality is that capital punishment in America is a lottery. It is a punishment that is shaped by the constraints of poverty, race, geography, and local politics. Wrongful execution is a miscarriage of justice occurring when an innocent person is put to death by capital punishment. Many people have been proclaimed innocent victims of the death penalty. Some have claimed that as many as 39 executions have been carried out in the U.S. in face of compelling evidence of innocence or serious doubt about guilt. Newly available DNA evidence has allowed the exoneration of more than 15 death row inmates since 1992 in the U.S. Have we forgotten Gandhi's words that an eye for an eye makes the whole world blind? Regardless of the individual being acted upon, murder is murder. There is no justification for killing even the most despicable of people. Is there a humane way to kill a human being?